Welcome. This is our Algebra 2 Sequence and Series, Lesson number 5, Geometry Series, Home Review, Part 1. If you find these videos helpful, especially this one, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell to be alerted when new videos are added. Alright, so we're asked for the first question to find the sums of geometric series with the following properties. So we have a1 equals 6, r equals 3, and n equals 8. Well, to find these sums, what we're going to do is use our formula for find the sum of a geometric series. The sum of the first n terms of a geometric series is s of n, where n is the number of terms, equals a1 times 1 minus r raised to n power, close parenthesis, all divided by 1 minus r. R is the common ratio, and r cannot equal to 1. a1 is the first term, and n is the number of terms in this geometric series. Remember, geometric series really is the sum of a sequence in this case. So when we talk about sums, we're talking about series. There may be times when we'll find the first term, have to find the first term, the number of terms, n, or even the common ratio, r. So some of these things we'll be missing in some of our problems. When that happens, we'll most likely be using our formula for the nth term of geometric sequence, a sub n equals a1 times r to n minus 1. Right, so these two formulas will be very important for us to be able to find our values. So let's get back to our question. All right, so we have our formula, and our formula is going to be s of n is equal to a1 times 1 minus r to the n, close parenthesis, all over 1 minus r. And so our nth value is a, so we're looking for the sum of the first 8 terms. And a1 is 6, multiplied by 1 minus 3 to the 8th power, close parenthesis, divided by 1 minus 3. Now, when I enter the calculator, I'll actually be typing in the following. 6, open parenthesis, 1 minus 3 to the 8th, close parenthesis, divide by, and now we're going to do open parenthesis because I want to divide by 1 minus 3. Now, I could easily put down negative 2, but if you want to, you can write down this way on your calculator, but please make sure you put parentheses around this. Our numbers will get a little big, so we're definitely going to move over to our calculator here. So let's bring up a calculator, and we have 6 times, so I have 6, open parenthesis, just like we did before, 1 minus, I believe our r value we said was 3, so 3 to the 8th power. So 3 to the 8th power, so 3 raised to the 8th power, and we're going to move this over and close parenthesis. Now we're going to divide by open parenthesis 1 minus 3. Okay, so that's it. And what we have in this case, so really the idea is to identify your r value, your n value, and your a1 value. And we plug into a formula. We get 19,680. So we get 19,680. 80, okay? That's our first one. For B, again, we use our formula, what we have here, and we're going to use S of, and this is going to be 6. So S of 6, the first 6 terms. We don't need to write them all down. We could find them if we want to and add them like that, but so much more effective to do it this way. So A1 is 20 times 1 minus 1/2 raised to the 6th power, close parenthesis, all over 1 minus 1/2. Now, in this situation, because 1/2 can easily be written as a decimal, I'm going to write it as the following on my calculator. 20 times 1 minus 0.5 to the 6th power. This way I don't have to worry about our worrying about having to type this in correctly. Instead of a fraction, we have the decimal. Now, I definitely would not recommend rounding off any decimals, though. So here we go, divide by parenthesis 1 minus 0.5. Excuse me. So let's calculate this. So 20, open parenthesis, minus, 1 minus 0.5 raised to the 6th power. I believe we said it was to the 6th power. Okay, we'll go to close parenthesis here. And then, of course, we divide by 1 minus 0.5. Oops, forgot to put parentheses. So second insert, we'll insert parentheses here. All right, and yeah, it would definitely change the answer dramatically. Okay, so we find the answer should be 39.375. Now, 39.375 can be calculated as a fraction. Hit our math button, hit enter twice, and it's 315 over 8. Okay, so 39.375 or 315 over 8. And let's put this out here. So 39 point, so we get here 39.375 or we said 315 over 8. Okay, so either one's good. Sometimes a fraction will be a good idea to use. Sometimes a decimal is good to use, but I never round off unless they ask me to. Okay, very important idea. Never round off unless they ask you to round off. That would be probably a bad idea in this case. Maybe because in this, they want the exact value. The exact value can be found with a fraction. And so now for C, all right, again, same formula, except this time our A1's negative. So we use this here. S of 10 is equal to A1 is negative 5. So I'll put parentheses on negative 5. And you don't have to, but it's okay. All right. Times 1 minus. Now, because our R value is negative 2, I most definitely put parentheses on negative 2 because I'm raising that to the 10th power. If I do not, there'll be a problem with the work we have here. We're going to get probably in this case the 2 being raised to 10th power, and then we'll have a minus 1 times it, and we'll probably get the wrong answer. And so put parentheses on negative always. And so here, all divided by 1 minus negative 2. And again, we're going to write this way. We'll get negative 5, open parenthesis, 1 minus, open parenthesis, negative 2, close parenthesis, raise to the 10th, close parenthesis, divide by, open parenthesis, 1 minus, open parenthesis, negative 2, close parenthesis twice. Seems a little excessive. All right, you could combine the 1 minus negative 2 to make it positive 3. That's totally okay, but you don't have to. All right. Okay, here we go. So we have negative 5, so make sure you use a negative symbol, all right? Times 1 minus, and we have parenthesis, negative 2, close parenthesis. We're raising it to the 10th power. Okay, notice we'll be very careful with this here. So we're closing parenthesis again. Okay, so that represents our numerator. We're going to divide by, open parenthesis, 1 minus, open parenthesis, negative 2, close parenthesis twice. Again, whenever I have these negative numbers in these situations, I like putting parentheses around them, so therefore I am less likely to make an error. Now, if you do make an error, usually be a syntax error if you put parentheses around here. So just maybe with 1 too many parentheses, no. But you rather have that which can be fixed versus having a number which is not correct, but not knowing that we got something incorrect. So we are going to now plug this in, and we'll find out we get this as to be 1,705. 1,705. Okay? So yes, we get 1,705 as our final answer. Okay? And it's interesting in this case because you're multiplying by negative 2, you're thinking, well, wait, how come it's a positive number? Well, what happens is, if you think about this, your first term is, negative 5, and then we multiply by negative 2, you have plus 10. You multiply by negative 2, you have minus 20. Multiply by negative 2, you have plus 40. And so on and so forth. And we'll see in this case that when we keep adding to an even number of terms, the last term will be positive, and of course, the sum of these will always be a positive number. Notice we have positive 5 here, we have positive 10 here, what's positive 20 actually, and so on and so forth. So every pair we have will end up being a positive number. However, we had a odd end value, we would have, and with a negative number, and of course it might turn to something different. So it all depends upon which numbers you're adding, okay? So this is how we do this here, okay? All right. So this is going to be the, in this case, the end of our first homework review for our Algebra 2 sequence and series lesson number 5, geometry series. So this is the end of our for part 1, and make sure to catch part 2. The figure in this case is a good place to start off with and kind of analyze the formula and making sure we type in everything correctly. All right. If you have any questions or comments, please leave in the comment section below, and please make sure to give this video a like if you found this helpful. All right. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.